This is the Holocaust Memorial. This design was chosen after a competition was had to find out what most signified the Holocaust. This here actually resembles somewhat a city or a graveyard, and has been made in an unusual fashion where once you get in, it's like a labyrinth or a maze where you're going to get lost within it. Inside of here, it's kind of been built to make you feel disorientated, which is a feeling that the Jews felt as they fled from their houses into the unknown. It also has a floor that actually goes up and down, almost like a hill, which kind of adds to that feeling of not knowing where you're going up and down, and dizziness, and kind of flight where you don't exactly understand what's going on because the height of everything is kind of a little off-center. It's not exactly straightforward. Another interesting thing about this memorial is that you can actually see the exits at every point where you're in. So it's supposed to give a symbolic meaning of freedom, meaning that the Jews can now go wherever they please. Another interesting thing is that everybody's walking around here in circles, finding their own direction in and out of it. It's a weird feeling to actually bump into people, and it's like, what are we doing here? Why are we here? It's questioning. It's a very strange feeling, which also adds to the uneasiness that the Jews must have felt with, who are you? Can I trust you? What is behind the next corner? So this has been been built very thoughtfully, and is an interesting way of presenting what the Holocaust was actually about. Here I am standing beneath the Berlin Wall, which is a very important part of history for Germany. This wall actually separated the east from the west and tore families apart. It was erected one morning as everyone slept. The next day they woke up and there was this wall in front of them, trying to get in and out. It was like the wall was very difficult for them. One of the most intriguing parts of the wall is actually this part in West Berlin, where you can see all the artwork, which is a representation of what has actually happened here and the stories that it has to tell. There are pictures where people are torn apart, where political leaders are coming together finally to tear down the part, where kids are making new things out of the bricks, which is pretty much what you can see all over Germany, which is really a great thing to see, is the part of the wall and what the people have taken to rebuild and make Germany what it is today. One of the most fascinating things that I've found about Germany is the way that they've used space. From bomb shelters, which I have behind me, a bunker, which has been used as a rock climbing wall, to innovative ways in the way that they've used rundown warehouses and abandoned factories. In this spot, which happens to be my favourite and my brother's favourite place in Berlin, there is a rock climbing wall, there's always a DJ, a beer garden, a skate ramp, there's an art community, as you can see by the beautiful artworks that I have shown you. And also, just across the road is a squat where people are allowed to pretty much live any way that they want in abandoned buildings and warehouses. There's been on constant development since the end of the war. So I think it's fantastic to see all this progress come out of such negativity, and it's so unusual the way that they can think to actually use this space, and something that I appreciate about Germany. This is why it is important to break through that beaten path. Go through the gate where you're not sure what is behind. We just did the same thing, following the beat. Ended up in this sweet bar right near the river, hanging out, listening, just chilling out as per usual. It's probably one of the coolest places I've found in Germany so far.